Okay, we need to talk about a huge problem that traps millions of professionals. You're earning a good salary, maybe even hitting six figures, but you still feel, well, financially stuck. If you've ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels, then this is for you. We're going to break down the key lessons to finally escape this trap and start building some real wealth.
Does this sound familiar? You get a raise, you feel awesome for about a minute, but then by the end of the month, you're looking at your bank account, just scratching your head, wondering where it all went. I promise, you are not alone. This is a classic symptom of something called the professional trap.
And here it is, the heart of the problem. You work harder, you get that promotion, your paycheck gets bigger, but so does everything else. The car gets a little nicer, the apartment gets bigger, you're eating out more often. Your lifestyle just inflates to match your new income. And boom, you end up right back where you started, just with more expensive stuff.
But don't worry, there is a path to breaking free. We're going to walk through 4 key areas today. First up, we're going to tackle the mindset you need. Then we'll get into a concrete action plan. After that, how to actually accelerate your growth. And finally, we're going to talk about the single biggest financial decision you will ever make.
So let's dive into part 1, mastering your financial mindset. Because before you can change what you do, you have to change the way you think. Building wealth, it's really a psychological game more than anything else.
This right here is such a critical distinction. Society is constantly pushing us to look rich, right, with all the visible status symbols. But true wealth is often invisible. It's not about the stuff you own. It's about the freedom and the security you have because you're not a slave to a bunch of payments. Honestly, the most powerful skill you can develop is contentment, just being happy with what you already have. It's like a shield against that constant pressure to upgrade. This quote just nails it. It perfectly captures the danger of what we call lifestyle creep. It really is the silent killer of wealth. You get a raise and that first thought is, hey, I deserve this. But you know what the real power move is? It's to lock in your current lifestyle and invest the difference. That is how you step off the treadmill for good and start building real financial freedom.
Okay, let's move on to part 2 and see how this mindset translates into an actual action plan. We're shifting from just thinking about it to the tangible, non-negotiable rules you need to create a rock-solid financial foundation.
These first 2 steps are absolutely crucial, so listen up. Number 1, pay yourself first. Don't just wait around to see what's left at the end of the month. No. Treat your savings like it's your most important bill and automate it. Set it and forget it. And number 2, build that safety net. A $2,000 starter fund is your buffer against life's little surprises, and it keeps you from derailing all your progress with high-interest credit card debt.
Now for a really important number, 30%. This is the golden rule for your biggest expense, housing. The goal is to keep your total housing costs, and that's everything, mortgage, taxes, utilities, under 30% of your net income. Why? Because if you go much higher, you risk becoming house poor, and that's when your house basically owns you, tying up all your cash and leaving nothing left to invest or save or even just enjoy life.
And here's another number that just kills people's wealth. 15%. If more than 15% of your take-home pay is going to transportation, you are leaking money that could be building your future. That shiny new car payment is a massive, massive opportunity cost. Just imagine buying a reliable used car with cash and then investing what would have been your monthly payment. I'm telling you, that one decision can accelerate your wealth more than almost anything else.
So how do you put all of this together? Well, the 50-30-20 framework is a fantastic starting point. It's simple. 50% of your income for your needs, like housing and groceries, 30% for your wants, and a non-negotiable 20% for savings and paying down debt. It's super effective, and it gives every single one of your dollars a job.
Okay, so once that foundation is solid, it's time for part 3, leveling up your money. These are the strategies that are going to accelerate your journey from just being financially stable to becoming truly wealthy. 7. Just think about that number for a second. The average millionaire doesn't just have a job, they have 7 different streams of income. Why? Because relying on a single paycheck is just so fragile. One layoff and your whole world can be turned upside down. But if you have income from a side hustle, maybe some rental income, dividends from your investments, that's not just a safety net, that's a wealth-building machine. Multiple income streams are not a luxury anymore, they're essential. Let's just bust a huge myth right now. So many people are afraid of getting a raise because they think moving into a new tax bracket means they'll take home less money. That is absolutely not how it works. Our tax system is progressive, which just means only the income you earn within that higher bracket gets taxed at the higher rate. So the takeaway is simple. Always, always take the raise. This might be the most important investing lesson you'll ever learn. If your investments feel exciting, if it feels dramatic like a roller coaster, you're probably not investing, you're gambling. True long-term wealth building is a slow, methodical, and, let's be honest, kind of boring process. It's all about consistently buying things like low-cost, diversified index funds, which are basically just baskets of stocks that track the whole market and then letting them grow for decades.
And this is exactly why. You will never, ever be able to consistently predict the market's highs and lows. Nobody can. The real magic comes from compound interest doing its work over decades. The key isn't being the smartest person in the room. It's about being the most patient person in the room.
And that brings us to our final section, Part 4. After all the budgeting, all the saving, all the investing, there is one single decision that has more impact on your financial success than anything else.
So what do you think it is? The house you buy? The career you choose? Maybe the first stock you pick? Just think about it for a second. What's the biggest one?
The answer is the person you choose to build a life with. This one decision can either amplify all of your good financial habits, or it can completely undermine them. It is the ultimate financial partnership.
So why is this so critical? Well, because your finances become a team sport. If one person is saving diligently while the other is racking up debt, you're literally rowing in opposite directions. Mismatched financial goals don't just create money stress, they create deep, deep relationship stress. But when you're aligned, when you're on the same team, you can build an absolutely incredible financial future together.
So I'll just leave you with this question. It's the one that really ties everything else together. Because when you and your partner are on the same page with shared goals and a shared vision for the future, you're not just avoiding the professional trap. You're building a life of true freedom and wealth together.